May is the beginning of Mental Wellness Month, and we're happy to have with us Dr. Adrianne Pinkney. She is part of the Empowerment family, and we worked with Dr. Pinkney to provide this opportunity, this session this morning, just to talk about some real-time stuff as we're in the middle of this pandemic, and it sounds like we're coming out of it slowly. But to get us mentally right and mentally strong to face this new normal that we'll be walking into. So we're so excited to have Dr. Pinkney today, and she will lead us in the right direction. So thank you, Dr. Pinkney.
Hi, ladies. It is so good to see you all. So first I want to start by thanking Tiffany and Rashawn for always pulling me in whenever they have the opportunity to. I love empowerment and what empowerment is about. I love the young ladies of empowerment. I encourage you all to text your friends and tell them to join us on the call, the empowerment ladies that you know, because we're going to do some really good work. So we'll just start really quickly with an introduction. If you could just tell your name, your relationship with empowerment, and the first thing that you want to do when quarantine is over. So I'll go first. Again, I'm Dr. Adrianne Pinkney. My relationship with empowerment is just supporter. I'm all about empowerment, team empowerment. Today I have my shirt on. And the first thing I want to do when quarantine is over, you know, I've actually answered this question a few times, but today I think the answer would be to go to the gym. Not just the regular gym, but go to like workout classes, because I noticed that I work out better when somebody is beside me. Because when I want to stop, but she's still going or he's still going, it keeps me going. So I realized that I work out better in group settings than I do on my own. So yeah, I want to go to the gym. So whoever's next, just chime right on in.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm a senior, and I'm also a mentee. And the first thing I want to do, I don't know, I think get my nails done. I really miss, I finally started doing that this year, and then it got cut short because of quarantine. So, I miss having nails. That was fun.
I'm Rachel. I'm a, freshmore kind of at SCAD Atlanta, because I came in with 35 credits. Yes. I'm a mentee. I still count as a mentee, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm a mentee with Empowerment. Phyllis, best mentor ever. And the first thing I want to do when quarantine is over is go hug my friends, because I'm a hugger and I've been hug deprived for months and it's kind of whack.
That's a good one. I actually was running one day and I saw somebody that I know. And when I went up, saw her, I was like, hey girl, she went all the way back. And I was like, oh no, I forgot. So yeah, I could see that one being one. So Tiffany and Rashawn, if y'all can just chime in.
I'm Rashawn. I'm the mentor coordinator. So Rachel is not only a mentor, but she has been working with one of the young ladies in 9th grade. So she's also a mentor. So she's not only a mentee, she has developed as a mentor. And I am appreciative of her supporting everyone in our events. The first thing that I want to do when I get out, I'm a hugger. And so I've already threatened Tiffany with a hug regardless. It's like, somebody's got to get this love. But that's what I'm going to do.
Yes. I am Tiffany, the Executive Director of Empowerment. And I think the first thing that I want to do is just be surrounded by my friends to get hugs. And just a really cool setting, just to be around people and to be in their presence and essence is what I look forward to.
That's awesome. Well, thank you everyone for sharing. I think we might have somebody else trying to jump back in the call later. I know she was on for a minute, so we might have somebody else joining us, just to put that out there. But I want to start off with an emotional check-in. So how are you? And a lot of times when we ask this question, we're like, oh, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm stressed, I'm mad. But I really want you all to take a minute to see if you can find the appropriate word that really, really describes how you feel in this moment, your overall feeling in this moment, or your dominant feeling lately. So when you get that feeling, can you just drop it in the chat? Just write it in the chat how you're feeling. And I will do the same. Let's see. Take that minute to find it.
Can we say more than one thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually going to follow your lead and say more than one thing too.
There we go. I accidentally sent that.
So I'll actually go first. So my first word is like lighthearted because I just woke up this morning. I slept well last night and I just generally feel good. I'm not like, I'm so at the top of the world. I'm not there, but you know, I'm good. And so just I feel light. I don't feel heavy. My heart is definitely open. So yeah, I'm lighthearted. And my second word was actually uncertain. During this time, you know, we were talking earlier before you young ladies joined the call, the world is starting to open back up and I am like very apprehensive. You know, I'll probably be one of the people who's wearing a mask in like 3 months. You know, people like, it's over. Okay, let me make all the way sure, which is a different experience for me because I am such a go-getter and I'm not usually very cautious. I'm a risk taker, but something about this has just made me realize a different part of myself where I'm a little more apprehensive, a little more uncertain than I thought I was. So I would love to hear more from you all about your word choice. I see overwhelmed, I see appreciative, grateful, provoked. I would love to hear more about why these are your feelings that you're bringing into the space.
I didn't type it, but I agree with overwhelmed. But for the ones that I did do, so appreciative just for like my family and friends, like staying connected, like despite the distance and everything. Cheerful, I guess, like because I've become more organized since I started college. So like I've been making lists and then like, okay, these are the due dates, but like these are the dates that I'm gonna have them done. And I've been like staying on top of stuff and getting stuff done early so that I can have time for like stuff that I want to do like on my own, not just schoolwork like all throughout the week after week, because that's just like a lot. And then provoked because something just happened like in my friend group with an ex-friend yesterday and I was like, oh no. But other than that, just stuff that I see on Twitter and with that thing in the White House and just like and stuff on TikTok. People are just like racist, blatantly racist everywhere, and they think that this quarantine is protecting them because as soon as quarantine drops, there are some people, not me, I don't like chaos, but some people are gonna drop them, and I just don't understand why they keep coming for it. But it's okay.
I think you got a lot of head nods from Taylor. I think she was a lot of what you were saying.
Because
I'd love to hear from you.
I'm seeing what she's seeing on Twitter and TikTok. I'm just like, y'all really like this in real life?
And
like,
I'm just pressed because like I know that the people need to stop thinking that there is as much solidarity in the term POC because there's not. Like, yeah, you're people of color, but like literally in Asian, I don't want to say in Asian culture, but like just like it's just like a thing to be like racist towards Black people and blackface. And I know it's not everyone. I'm not even gonna lie. There have been some fine Asian boys popping up on my TikTok and I appreciate it. But like it's just because you don't know, and it's just like always a thing, like as a Black person in general, but like as a Black female, and me as like a dark-skinned Black female, it's always like, oh my god, they're cute. And it's like, oh my god, do they like Black girls? Oh my god, do they like dark-skinned Black girls? And it's just like, oof. But yeah, a mess, a whole mess.
Take a breath.
There are some very cute Asian boys on TikTok. I thoroughly agree with that.
Yeah.
Japanese grandpa.
I like
Uh,
the Korean and the
I
Japanese.
haven't seen that.
Rashawn is trying to get on TikTok. Rashawn, I think you were gonna say something.
Let me find Japanese grandpa first. Oh, see?
Sounds like the
So,
Sapper
can
challenge.
you tell me a little bit more about your words, Taylor, senior in high school, who's happy and overwhelmed?
On one hand, lately, so I know we've talked like a little bit earlier through quarantine, and I was very, very not happy. I was just like, why does everything keep getting canceled? And like back-to-back stuff like my cotillion, my prom, on my senior awards, banquets, like my whole school year just gone. And so lately, I've noticed, especially with my mom, my stepdad, and then my boyfriend, those three specifically have been trying their hardest to at least put a smile on my face. Like they're all like, if we can get half a dimple out of you, we're good. So this past weekend was supposed to be my prom, and then they threw me my own little prom. So like they set up this the sunroom to be like a private dinner, and then afterwards turned it into a moving room for my boyfriend and I. And I was like, it was better than my last year's prom experience. So I was like, this is really sweet. Thank you. So, and then that's where I got my Hamilton record too, because he also gave it to me that day. It's like, oh, y'all really care about me. This is so nice. Ooh, I can drop pictures in the chat. It was really cool.
I want pictures too. What movie did you all watch? Hi, Tia.
We watched Bad Boys 3. That was funny. That was a good movie. He fell asleep during it, and I was just like, bro, how did you? But apparently he was working too hard throughout the day, and they all managed to keep it a secret from me. And I'm a very nosy person, and I usually can get somebody to crack. So the fact that they all managed to do it without cracking, I'm very impressed. But overwhelmed because I'm checked out of school mentally, but I'm dual enrolled. So like I'm not supposed to be checked out of my college classes. But at this point, if God don't do it, it's not getting done to the way I would want it to get done. And I'm kind of like slightly upset about it, but I'm trying to give myself grace because I know myself and my learning style. And online has, like, I've taken online classes in the past. They never went well when I was in school. So I don't know why I thought quarantine plus online class plus my senior year I would somehow manage this pretty well. So I'm just waiting for it to officially be over because I know I'm not going to transfer these classes over. But I have another semester I can transfer over, so it's not that bad.
Okay. And you know, something that I'll say, I think you might be surprised to find that professors are going to be giving a lot more grace on the other end of these classes than I think some of the students might realize right now. So I don't know what vibe you're getting from your professors, but I think there is or your teachers, I think there's an overall care for students right now that, you know, there might be some grace there. I don't know, but there might.
Twitter says otherwise.
What'd you say, Rachel?
Twitter says otherwise. Like, there've been plenty of people, I don't know what schools like in particular, but they're like have talked to their professors about like, oh, there are people dying from quarantine, like they're in their family or whatever, or like all these different reasons for the reason
they don't care,
they don't have, that they can't get it. And this person, and one teacher was literally like, oh, that's why we have school, to distract us. And I'm like, that's not what that is.
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
10-page paper. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, my teachers are oh, and I forgot this. So I'm still stuck between two choices for school, and all my other friends have made their school decisions, know where they're going, but I don't find out until a couple of days for my last scholarship, that one we've all been waiting for. And so I'm really hoping, my number one is FAM. Yes, Mississippi is FAM. And that's where I really want to be at, but I would be happy with Alabama too. It's just that I'm waiting on FAM's last offer before I make this final decision.
Okay.
And so it's very nerve-wracking because I'm ready to just say I'm going here and then like move on and be able to start getting ready for college. At this point, just make a decision. I just want a decision.
Okay. Well, we will all keep you in our thoughts and prayers as you are still making that decision. So you can put your sweatshirt on and take the pictures, and your mom can put them on line like everybody else's parents are doing once your decision is done. Tia, quick check-in with you. How are you? We have a feeling word chart that's up. You see a word that describes how you are? Uh-oh, Tia. Oh, there you are. Tia, I think we can hear you now.
They're confused on it. Let's see. That's a lot of words. Thoughtful.
And why is that your word?
I think this change has caused a lot of us to be more thoughtful in how we go through our days now. It's a lot different than pre-corona. So I feel like we have to be a bit more thoughtful about how we spend our days and what we allow around us.
Mm-hmm. So Tia, what you just said actually brings us to our next topic. So actually, I was reading this really great article that said that this period in time might go down as history as the Great Pause, right? There's the Great Depression. There are all these great movements and times that have been defined by everyone having a universal experience. And I love the title, The Great Pause, when everything just stopped. Business, church, even, I mean, it still happens online, but the constant movement and everything. I really thought about stillness and the opportunity to just be still and think and go within. And I was wondering, what have you learned during this great pause? Like, what have you learned about yourself, about the world, about your family? There's this idea that we should never take the loss, but take the lesson. And so what is the lesson for you? And do any of you all have anything that you're aware that you really got right now?
Aware that we got as in what?
Any lessons that you've learned?
I mean, just to I guess be grateful for the fact that you can just go about daily life, like regular, happy, whatever, healthy, and then it can all just be gone in a second. I think I started learning that probably when I got a text everybody in my 8 a.m. class on our last day of classes got a text, and they were like, hey, if you're in your dorms, you have to be moved out by this day. Spring quarter is online. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Because I was just supposed to be coming home from spring break. And then it was just like, nope, you're home for the quarter. But I mean, just, being grateful that everything can just be gone. So being happy, or not necessarily happy with stuff, but being okay with stuff not being phenomenal as it regularly is, but just being cool with going with the flow of stuff and appreciating the little things. Also, I kind of taught myself how to mask in Premiere, so I did a clone video and it was kind of cool.
Got a new skill. Okay. So I'll say something that I've learned about myself is, actually, I'll start with something I learned about my partner, and then I'll learn about myself. So something that I learned about my sweetheart is I feel like we are really flexible as a couple, and we can kind of adjust together, and it's easy, right? So we've had to adjust finances. We've had to adjust plans for the future. And we really sat down, and I was like, Dad, we make a good team. We could go on Survivor. We would be all right. When it comes down to it, we made a really good team. And I really appreciate that. So this is the first time our relationship has seen anything like this. And I've learned that, we can get through. That's one thing I've learned about myself and my partner. Something I've learned about me is I had told myself that I didn't work well from home. And so I had moved into this office because I just didn't work well from home. I needed to get out the office to work better. But actually, I found that when I have to work at home, I'll work at home. And so I can do that. And so I've actually changed some things in my business with my office space because I've learned that I can get it done here. I'm working at home right now, and it's working. So that's another thing for me. But has anyone else learned anything about themselves, their partner, the world, their family?
I learned as an entrepreneur that Black women are resilient as beep. We never get anything extra You have to maintain off of pennies, and we still have been great. So it's kind of like your moms, your mom's moms, your mom's mom's moms. They were some just to get us to where we are with all of the battles and all of the barriers that are put up, but that the fact that they never quit and we're here today, there's something special.
I would add too that that's in our DNA, right? Like we can all tap into that when we need it. That's cool.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, mine isn't my partner, but my mother. I've learned that my mother can get on my nerves. Her and I are so used to being like, I joke sometimes that we're roommates because we both are so busy all the time. So when we do hang out and spend time, it's great. But being forced to be with my mom 24/7, I'm just like, bro, we are too much alike. Why are you like this? Why am I like this? I blame you. But I love her regardless. I'm just like, I need to go to my dad's house. I'll be gone for 2 days. I'll be back for you. I'll see you later. And then in regards to myself, I think I've learned how to sit down. My boyfriend will joke that you work in your sleep. Like I'm always doing something, whether it's a scholarship or schoolwork or like, oh, I got to go to a club meeting. So like what I used to always tell him is to sit down and look at a wall for a second, calm down. I never took my own advice. So now that I do, I realized I could probably use that a little bit more. It's been kind of helpful in helping me relax some more. So I can sit down and look at a wall. I'm capable of it.
I relate to that. Like literally, I'm a film student or whatever. So I've been getting out there and I like connected with a bunch of grad students and stuff. So I got to work on a bunch of grad theses like last quarter. And then I literally had something to do every single weekend in February. There was not a single break and I just wanted to do my passion twist, but that never happened. But like, I was like, okay, cool. March is going to be the month where I just sit down and I'm chill and I don't have stuff to do. And then I got another set the first weekend of March and I was like, okay, after this, I'm done. And then it was like, yeah, after this, you're done. So that was kind of interesting. It just like, I knew I was going to be chill, but like, I didn't think it was going to be, hey, you have to stay at home kind of chill.
Wow.
Like I cleaned off my desk. My desk usually has a whole bunch of stuff on it, but like I'm sitting at my desk and I have been for the past several weeks and I'm kind of proud of myself.
That is awesome. Any others? Tiffany, Tia?
Sure. So I can go. This is Tia.
Tia.
What this has brought to my attention is the need to really reach out more. I thought I was doing a good job of that, but this is definitely made me see that I could do better as far as like reaching out to friends and family and checking up on them, as well as it. In a way, if you're a control freak like myself, then it kind of forces you to deal with the fact that you really something that's truly out of your control. And so how do you navigate that feeling?
So Tia, you're just pushing our call along. It's like every comment that you make is like the next thing. It's crazy. So actually, I want us to talk about our plans for ourselves during this time. So we've learned things and everything is kind of, the world is starting to slowly open back up. I think the governor is opening everything. Stage 1, is it Friday that you said, Rashawn? Which the stay-at-home order is slowly lifting. And there are so many things that I'm sure you guys have seen on Instagram and Facebook, and everybody's talking about all the great things that they're going to do or should have done during this time, right? Like, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to clean my closet, or even the example that was just given, I cleaned off my desk, right? That's great. And all of those things are really, really wonderful, but they're not necessarily things that had to happen during this time. If you made it through this time without getting COVID-19, you win. Period. You didn't have to write a book. You didn't have to organize your closet. You didn't have to realize something new about yourself, but just the fact that you washed your hands, that you kept yourself safe, that you contributed to other people being safe, you did it. So with that, can everyone just take a breath? That is all that we were really supposed to do. But now, it is time to get back to normal, right? Back to work, back to school, back to getting our nails done, our hair done, back to the gym, back to accomplishing all the things that we are supposed to be accomplishing in our lives, are fulfilling our purposes. It is that time. So with that, our session today is all about getting smart about what we are doing on our way out of the house. That we are going to be women who are going to break out with a plan and a mission for what is next. We're going to use this time to think about what it is that we are setting out to do once we walk out the door. For real, for real. So I don't know if you all have done SMART goals before, but SMART goals are a certain way of setting goals for yourselves that are measurable, very specific, achievable, realistic, and timely. I actually could tell you all of this, but that would be way too much talking for me, and that is not my style. So we are going to watch a 3-minute and 50-second video about SMART goals, and then we're going to get to work. All right, does anyone have any questions about what I just said? No? All right, let me share this video with you. Hold on one second. I'm gonna do a new share.
Regardless if it is professional or personal, we all struggle sometimes to achieve our goals. Many times our struggle is not because of a lack of effort, but rather how our goals have been structured. Anytime you set a goal, or if you find yourself struggling while working towards a goal, keep in mind the word SMART. SMART is an acronym that can be used to help evaluate and add structure to your goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART begins with asking yourself the degree to which a goal is specific. This is arguably the most important part of establishing or evaluating a goal. The less specific a goal, the more difficult it is to determine how long the goal should take to complete or how to measure success. Consider the difference between a goal to get healthy versus the goal to lose weight versus the goal to lose 10 pounds. The goal to get healthy is much less specific than a goal to lose 10 pounds. The next question to ask: how is the goal measured? What determines success? Some goals may be best measured by a simple yes or no, such as the goal of climbing to the top of a mountain, while other goals are better measured by using metrics such as the goal to lose 10 pounds. The key to measurement is making sure that in whatever way the goal is measured, it accurately reflects success. For instance, if you do not have access to a scale, then measuring weight loss will be difficult and less accurate. An alternative measure may be to track how many inches you have lost around the waist. But to what extent does this accurately reflect the goal? Without access to a reliable way of measuring weight, we may want to consider buying a scale or restructuring our goal. Actionable is not asking yes or no, but how will the goal be achieved? What is our action plan? Do we have the resources and capabilities required to achieve success? If not, what are we lacking? Well-designed goals provide clarity of action. If the actions required to achieve a goal are unclear, or there are a large number of actions that need to be taken, we should consider breaking down the main goal into manageable, actionable sub-goals. In isolation, any single goal is relevant, but in life we most often are in the process of pursuing multiple goals. A common issue we face is having too many goals at the same time or pursuing the wrong goals. With this in mind, we need a mechanism to help us monitor our goals to make sure we are pursuing our most relevant goals at any given moment in time. One technique is to place goals in a matrix that looks at effort required versus perceived value of achieving the goal. Not always, but most of the time we will want to focus our energy on low-effort, high-value goals. Another technique is to use the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. Ask, which are the 20% of goals that will provide me with 80% of my return? The last thing we want to make sure is that goals are time-bound. By including a specific date by which a goal should be accomplished, it helps provide incentive and allows us to monitor progress. Consider the difference between the goal to lose 10 pounds and the goal to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks. Simply by including an element of time, we can now calculate how much we should be losing each week, and if after 5 weeks we have only lost 1 pound, we can revisit our action plan. Be wary of any goal that is open-ended, such as the common goal to learn a foreign language. Last, it is important to reinforce that goal setting is not an event. It is an ongoing process of action, evaluation, and revision. It is not about lowering goals or standards to ensure success. It is about recognizing goals are dynamic because life is dynamic. We do not live in a static world. Life happens. A goal that is relevant today may be irrelevant tomorrow. When using SMART, stay flexible and motivated by setting aside time to reevaluate your goals on a regular basis.
All right, so with that, we will stop. And I just want to check in. What are some of the things that you guys heard on the call, on the video? I'm sorry. What did you hear?
To not just
Had a goal you couldn't complete?
Oh.
Well, chances are
Sorry.
it wasn't a SMART goal. You see, SMART goals have 3 main characteristics.
You guys hear that?
They're easy to understand, they're achievable, and they have a clear
point of success. So let's break that down. SMART goals are specific.
Oh my
They
God,
are
I can't
measurable.
even find it right now.
They are
Okay, found it and shut it off. Great. So what did you all hear?
to not just like set your goal, but set a time for your goal, or like be more specific about it. Because like, yeah, you can be like, I want to lose 10 pounds, but like if it's just a general thing, it's not necessarily going to be as attainable because you won't have like specifics to be like, okay, I want to get this done by this time.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that stood out? Well, something that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, just like the whole relevance thing, because like so many people, including myself, like compare where they are to where other people like around their age or like around like their area in general in life are. So like just because somebody else is doing something that you feel like you should be doing, like you don't know their path, you don't know their journey, so it may be their time to do it and not necessarily yours. So just like make sure that whatever you're doing is attainable for you in that moment.
Yep, is this what I need to be doing? That's huge. All right, so we're gonna practice on a goal and then we're gonna work on making some of our own. So let's say this goal here, I want to be more social and make more friends. That is a goal, but is it a SMART goal? Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it actionable? Time bound? Is it relevant? How can we make this goal SMART? So what are some of the things that you all see that we need to do or add or change to make this a SMART goal?
So like, I want to, go ahead.
We need to add the number of friends that we want to add.
Okay. So how many friends would you like to add to this?
10.
Okay. Okay. So if she says the number's 10, that's measurable. That's definitely measurable. Okay, 10 friends. What else do we need to add?
By when?
Okay, by when? So how long is it going to take us to make 10 friends? That's going to take a lifetime. At the end of a lifetime, if you had 10 friends, you good. Okay, can we adjust that?
Self-talk. 10 friends by December.
10 friends by December.
It's possible, not necessarily with Rona. I mean, you can have internet friends. That's
They
the
don't have to
thing.
be good friends. They just are friends.
Well,
Okay,
then can we say like 10 acquaintances or something like that? Because there's different levels. There's like acquaintances and other associates, acquaintances, and friends.
I'm still sticking with 10.
Okay, Tiffany said define a friend, right? Like,
Don't
wow.
judge me in the time. Look, Tiffany, don't judge me in the chat box.
So, okay, let's say we're going to have 10 friends by December 2020. So that is time bound and it is specific, how can we make that actionable?
Well, I mean, you can say that like you're gonna go out more and just be like more of an outgoing person.
So going out more, right? But is that smart? Is that a smart goal?
Oh no. Oh,
So
you can
how do we even
what
make the
event,
steps?
what event you're gonna go to. Like, okay, by this time I'll have gone to this many events to like be more outgoing there.
Right. So that's still really wide. So let's say each week I'll go to one event.
Right.
So even though it says I want 10 friends by the end of the year, we have to make all of those things be specific. So you could go to the event and still not make friends. So what are the other things that need to happen for this to happen?
You can set a limit to how many people you're going to introduce yourself to.
Boom. All right. So at that event, introduce myself to how many people, Tia?
Well, with the goal we have set, you might need to hit up 10 to 15 people because everybody's not going to be your friend.
I know.
But you can say 5 to 10.
So you guys are doing the work. Okay, so we started with the goal, I just want to make more friends. Now we have 10 friends by 2020, which means that I need to go into an event once a week, which means that I need to introduce myself to at least 3 people or 10 people at that event, right? Shake hands with at least 10 people, which, okay, so I want to bring this to your attention. So in meeting that goal, everything that we've said so far are just the physical things that we need to do. Go out, shake hands, meet people. But what about the mental, emotional, and spiritual work that has to happen for 10 friends to show up into our lives? So for example, meeting 10 people means that I have to work on being confident, which there's a whole emotional part that has to be done for even that to be done. Are there any other mental and emotional or spiritual parts that you see that will have to take place for this to happen?
That's physical.
Well, you can't decide that having 10 friends is too much. So that's mental work too. You have to be okay with your goal. Like, don't, whatever it is, don't sabotage it once you do it.
Okay, that's great. So part of making friends means being ready to be a friend to 10 people who have stories, who are going to need support, so 10 friends come with a whole lot of other stuff, which means that she might invite me to her birthday party, or he might have a big event and want me to come. So having 10 new people means also making time for the relationships. It's big. It's huge. But this is true about any goal. Just the goal to say, I want to lose 10 pounds isn't just about, I need to work out, I got to eat better. It means that I have to make time for myself, which means that I have to change relationships to make the time, which means that I have to continue to commit to myself, which might be different than how I've shown up in the world before. So I can't take care of everybody now. I've got to take care of myself. So all of these things are little things that are going to happen that make losing 10 pounds possible. So with that being said, we're going to work with a small group, but we're already a small group, to make SMART goals for yourself upon your return to normal life. So let's start by just writing down a general goal that we might want to have for our lives post-quarantine. I will make mine really quickly. I want to save money for a house. That's something I want to do. Whew. Save money for a house. Can everybody just write their goal in the chat? It can be a spiritual goal. Tia, same goal. Tia. It can be a mental, spiritual, emotional goal. I want to find more peace in my life. It can be a relational goal. There are goals for every area of our lives. So let me write mine. And Tia, this is a perfect time for us to buy a house because the market is changing. And
I heard.
I want to be
I'm talking to my agent.
I know. Have you heard the thing about 20% that they're talking about? You might have to put 20% down now.
I have not, but I've been working with a couple of lenders, and that I've noticed that they are being like a bit stricter when it comes to home loans because of COVID.
Yeah, I've heard about that. So we are definitely trying to like save. All right, so I've got my goal. Tia's got hers. Learn fluent French. That is Rashawn. That's a big one. Tiffany, did you drop yours? Rachel,
Not yet.
3 basic pieces of camera equipment. Wow. Like this kind of camera?
Yes.
Okay, Nikon or
Sony, but Sony, I mean, cameras in general are expensive, but there's a Sony camera that I'm looking at, but like I need that and like a gimbal and then something else. I forgot what the other thing was, but yeah.
Okay, Tiffany's is to pass my PMP test. What is a PMP test?
Project management.
Project management certification. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So all of these are great goals. None of these are smart goals. So who would like to offer their goal up for the group to work on walking you through? Because we can all work on the goal together.
Rachel, because I want to know about this camera. I was about to type that.
Okay, Rachel, can you tell us a little bit more about the camera so that we can work on making this a smart goal for you?
So it's either going to be a Sony AR7 or another like newer Sony model, and it's like $2,000 to $3,000. But then on top of that, depending on which one I get, the lenses by themselves are like $200 to $800. And then the gimbal that I was looking at, I did a whole lot of research for it. And if I get like the one with the most pieces attached to it, it's going to be able to let me do a bunch more stuff with it than I would if I'd be able to get just the basic one. And so that one was like $345. So,
all right.
A Rode Caddy mic. Okay.
What's a gimbal?
It's a camera stabilizer, so like you can put the camera in it and then like you'll be holding it as you're moving, and the camera like it doesn't shake or anything, so you get a stable picture.
Oh, it's a fancy tripod. No, I was being basic. I understand. I got it.
Okay.
All right. Do we have all the details of what she said in the chat? Do you see what you said in the chat? I want to make sure we got it. So the camera's $2,000. You have the type, you want a Sony AR7 camera.
Or
the lenses are between $200 to $800, and you want 3 of them.
Yeah, let's say that. Okay, I'm gonna put the gimbal thing.
What is that? Oh, that's the thing. Okay, the stabilizer. All right, y'all. So let's work together to make this a smart goal for Rachel, so she can come out of here with a clear plan on what
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All right, so let's start. How do you all think we should start?
What's the time? We should start with by when?
Let's say by December. By December. That's okay.
All right, so by December, how many months does that give us?
This is May, June, July, August, September, October,
7.
7.
6 or 7.
Okay, in 7 months, she wants to get this camera that costs how much money in all? $2,000 plus. Well, the lenses are varied, so let's kind of like, what do y'all think would be a good estimate? Tiffany,
like 300 probably.
So let's say
total 900 for the lenses.
Total that at 900.
Yes.
So we've got 2,900, and then plus 400. So let's say $3,500 for the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So that's our total cost. So let's break that down into smaller monthly goals. So if we divide that by 7 months, how long do we have? Or how much do we have? 500 a month?
$570 or so.
Okay. So you would have to save about $500 a month. All right. So saving money is the what, right? That's the thing that you need to do. But saving money is not just about what you do. Saving money is also about what you have to give up.
Yeah.
Saving money is about self-discipline. So let's talk about the other things that need to happen for you to be able to save money, Rachel.
Okay. So I need to not, I mean, I haven't been doing it now because of quarantine, but not eat out as much. I haven't been working, but my mom said I could start DoorDash. So I'm probably going to start that so I can like start having like income. So that'll
that's where I wanted to start. What are you doing to get money first? But you can't save zero. So you're going to DoorDash?
Yeah, DoorDash. And then I already have a little over 300, I think. Oh, that's a lot. I have like just over 600 from stuff that family has given me. So that is going towards my camera as well. Okay. So I have that, and then start doing DoorDash, and then some of that will go to savings, some of that will go towards my camera.
All right. So write down too, making this goal attainable means that your camera, getting this camera is going to have to be so important to you that going out to eat is going to have to trump that for now. Right? So there's a part of this where you're going to have the skills where you're willing to say no.
Yeah.
Is that something that you have? Like, is that easy for you to, when your friends are like, come on, girl, let's go. And you're like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going, I mean, aiming towards something like in particular, then I'll do that. And I also have like gift cards to certain places. So I can just be like, okay, I'll only use these gift cards that are for these particular places. So I'm not coming like directly out of pocket or anything like that. That's
smart. So saying to your friends, hey, yeah, we can go, but we got to go to
Chipotle.
Yeah. We gotta go to Chipotle. All right, that's good. That's really good. So this goal is getting a lot tighter. What else do y'all think we need to tighten up on to make this a little bit more specific? I think it's getting very specific. It seems very relevant. It's time bound. Is that attainable?
I believe so.
I think so. Cause like if I were to do DoorDash like as much as possible, I know some people who've made like over $100, almost $200 like in a day. So I think like a month would be attainable for sure.
All right, cool. So I know we set the goal to be a monthly goal, but how are you going to check in to make sure that at the end of the month you're on track, right?
Keep track of how much I make per week.
Okay. So checking in on weekly things overall, making sure that by the end of the week you can get there.
Yeah. And then like even deeper into that, I guess could be like after the first week of what I've done, be like, okay, so this is probably going to be about the average of what I make. So, okay, this is how many days I probably need to go out per week to be able to make this much in a week.
Mm-hmm. So also letting that goal define some of your work schedule. I would add something else. I think you also need to get a sense of your overall budget and finances so that you're confident that $500 is doable in a way that whatever other obligations you have are taken care of too.
Okay.
Because that's what happens with saving. That's why people don't save, because they haven't managed the rest of their money right. So then they can't save because they have to use that money in another way. So getting clear on whatever the rest of your finances are going to be so that you can save $500.
Okay.
I think you should add that. All right, so let's just go really quickly. If you can do this, Rachel, in the chat, can you write your new goal?
Yes.
The census is higher in part-time for $18 an hour.
What is?
The U.S. Census. I put the link in the chat.
Okay. What is that? Oh, wait. No, I know what that is. Okay.
That's a good one. All right, Tia, would you like to do our goal?
Yeah, sure. I'm down.
All right. So let's work this out. So how do you think we should start? What do we want to accomplish specific? We want to buy a house. Why do you want to get a house, Tia?
It's an investment, and I think financially for me, it just makes more sense to, I feel like for me, I know I'm going to be in Charlotte for a while, like it's pretty much home. So transitioning from renting to owning just makes the most sense for me. I feel like in a way I'm wasting money renting, if that makes sense. So investment.
Yeah, so for me, I think it comes to the same thing. I would also add that I want to expand my family, so I need more rooms and like just more space, right? So that's a big one for me. What are the requirements? Credit,
Yes.
savings, a willing bank. I don't know. What else are some of the requirements?
All of that. And then I would say an agent, someone to help you with the actual process of looking for houses. That could be pretty helpful.
So we got to think about all those things: credit score, finding an agent. Also, I think we should be clear on like where we want to live, or what you're really looking for. Like, what is it that you need? Like in that, what are you looking for in a house?
Right.
On a house or whatever. So being clear on what we want so that the agent can help us. What else? Rachel, that's a really great goal, by the way. I will keep track of how many times I need to DoorDash per week to save at least $500 a month to be able to attain my camera by December 2020. Okay, that's a smart goal. All right, Tia. So what else do we need to add? We need money, down payment money. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine.
You need money. All right, so how are we going to measure our progress, Tia? How are we going to know if we're on the right track?
So with the money part, I guess, establish a goal to how much you want to have saved prior to buying your house, and I guess for the down payment as well. And there's so many other fees that go into it, but we're not going to get into that. You got to think about closing costs, and if you have I think it's called a PMI or something. I forgot. It's another interest rate. It's something. Sorry, I'll get the name of it. But so establish how much we need to have saved.
Mm-hmm.
And then come up with a monthly goal for how much we need to, need to put into our savings, so that at the end we have our total goal. Let's see what else.
Right. So it's like a difference of, do we want to have $5,000 to put down or $15,000 to put down on a house or whatever, Is it trying to get it the 10% down or 20% down? And also, how much does that affect how much house we can actually get, right?
Right.
Woo!
And then for the credit score to just take a look into that and see like balances wise, because income to debt ratio plays a big part when you're starting to look for like banks and lending.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's any debt that can be paid off within a short amount of time that's feasible. That's something to look at as well.
So that's a lot, because it's like saving money and paying debt, right? So spending money.
Yes. Are you trying to save money?
Yes. And Tia, are you doing this on your own?
Yeah, single.
Okay, single. So you're doing it on your own. Okay, great. So go ahead on, girl. I just want to say that to you.
I'm trying, sis.
You're doing it, sis. All right. So with all of those things being said, and I don't want to take too much time on the call, but Tia, how can you think you can use some of these things to try to write a goal that you think is pretty smart, like clear for yourself? I don't know what your timeline is. Mine is probably going to be by what is this year? Like mine will probably be May 2021. But I don't know when you want yours to be. We need time to save money, fix debt. It's going to take us a while. But if you can just take a minute and take a breath and make a SMART goal for yourself and write it in the chat, to the extent that you feel comfortable sharing, just share what you want to share. Okay. What will be a goal for yourself beyond getting a house? And I think now that we've done a couple of these, we should all be able to do it now. Rashawn, Tiffany, you guys can do the same thing. Take a minute and make your goal really, really freaking smart. Like being fluent in French is huge. So Rashawn, you got to break that on down. Passing that test, that's the end goal. But what are you going to do to get you there, Tiffany? Everybody can just take like 5 minutes and just kind of work their way through that. Okay, we'll take like 3 more minutes. And when you're ready, just drop it in the Zoom chat. Tia, that's a good goal. Add by when. Rashawn, you said take lessons online 30 minutes a day. But how many days a week are you going to do that? Every day? Can't hear you. Still can't, but I know you're talking.
Yeah, I was still typing. I got distracted by a private message.
Oh, sorry. You were still doing yours. Okay, got it. Got it. Keep going. You know, Tia, I was going to say to you something that I got from this time. I don't know if this is true for you, but I have spent like no money lately. All I do is buy groceries. And it's really kind of prepared me to be more frugal. And I want to see how I can keep this going, you know, like when the world opens back up. Keep these, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tia.
Oh, no, you're fine. I completely agree. It's interesting. Like, I'm just a bit worried about when it opens back up and then like all the parties start happening again and all that fun stuff that would cause me to spend all my monies. When that starts again, let's see what happens with my discipline and my self-control.
Yes, absolutely. And then there's certain things that I've been paying for as like normal, right? Like we're members of the YMCA, and for the family that costs like $80 a month. And that's like discounted rate. But anyway, I was like, wow, you know, we were paying for that because we had to have it. But, you know, for 2 months, we've worked out without it. And I wonder if we can kind of keep that going. So that's something to think about. All right. So Tiffany, study every Sunday and Monday for 3 hours each day. Started on 5/4. When's the next test? To be ready for the test by when, Tiffany?
The new test deadline got moved to January 2021, but I think personally I would like to take it by August 30th.
Of this year?
Yes.
Okay. So you're studying 3 hours a day, 2 days a week from now until August.
Correct.
All right. Awesome. Well, this is just one way for you all to get started on SMART goals, but I encourage you to keep this going. And like, if you're sitting at your clean desk already, Rachel, that you all just take this time to really, really just let yourself make some more goals for yourself. And it doesn't always have to be something that you're going to have or hold. It can even be like a spiritual goal, like, take 5 minutes of silence. You know, I found meditation or peacemaking time or making space for myself during this time. And that's something that I want to keep going. So how do we do that in a way that it's measurable, that it's time bound, that we can commit to it so that we can see if we're actually doing it or not? So does anyone have any questions?
Will you go back to the slide that you were just on so I can take a picture of it when I'm making these other goals, please? Thank you.
Yes. And I think Rashawn and Tiffany can email you this sheet too.
Okay.
We attach your document.
Does anyone else have any questions?
How often would you recommend doing this?
So goals, we always have new goals in life, right? And I would not actually recommend this doing this with everything. These are really great goals for like, if you're preparing for something, if it's an area where you know you struggle to be accountable to yourself. Like, if you know that you need to check in on yourself, do it for those kind of goals. I wouldn't recommend having everything in your life become a SMART goal. Some things you can just casually say, I want to do. But things that you know that you need to be able to measure whether you're doing it or not, this is a great way to do it. And when you reach the goal, set another one. You know, Tia's going to buy the house. At the end of that, you know, she's in the house. The next goal might be the furniture goal.
Right.
That's the next one. Furnish this house.
That's a whole different goal.
It is. It is. So it's always appropriate to set new goals. And something that I didn't really emphasize that I want to emphasize before we get off the call, it is so important to come up with your own forms of measurement, because you get to decide how you're going to measure your success. So a lot of times when people set a weight loss goal, they're like, oh, I'm going to get on the scale, or you know, I want to reach this amount of pounds, but it doesn't have to be that. Your goal can be, I just want to get back into these jeans. And the point of measurement can be that one pair of jeans. And when you get back into those jeans, you did it. It can also be an emotional state. I just want to feel better about my body. I want to feel good in the morning. When you are feeling better, when you're looking in the mirror and feeling like you want to feel, then you've reached it. So the point of measurement is what you want it to be. I really, really want to emphasize that, because I think oftentimes we use outside scales or scales that other people think are appropriate. So some goals for your money might be not to just save a certain amount, but to just feel financially free, to not be stressed about money anymore. And even though it might have some tangible dollar things that you have to do to get there, to know that you reached it is when you can just take that breath. So rewards or points of measurement can also be emotional. All right, any more questions?
Rashawn, let me know how this whole learning and being fluent in French gets you, because I'm trying to be fluent in Spanish and I feel like it's gonna take me forever.
So I'm gonna sign up for Babbel. Tia, I used Duolingo before, but I couldn't. I was trying to learn Spanish then, but I took French for 4 years, so all the words were getting confused in my head, and at my age, it's not working. So I'm gonna try Babbel. There's a monthly fee, so that I might be accountable for using it at the cost. And I'll let you know, because I'm going to Africa a lot now, and I need to learn the language.
Oh yeah, Francophone Africa. That's a lot of West Africa.
Yeah.
Wait, Rosetta Stone is free. You said, oh, was free, as in no longer. Okay. Okay.
Oh, right. I was trying to remember which one was free, but
it could still be free, ladies. It was free last month. I'll pull it up real quick to see if it's still free.
Okay, I'll look it up too. Thank you.
You trying to put her on. All right, well, ladies, you did some awesome work today. I am so excited. I hope that by December, you will have your camera, you will be speaking French, T will have that money for a house, and Tiffany would have passed that exam, and I'll continue to save money for the house, because it's going to take us a while. But I really appreciate your hard work on today. Something that I think is so important is that we generate our own emotional state, and that we choose where we want to be and what it is that we want to experience. Oh, did you hear that? Rosetta Stone, if you have a student ID,
let me write it down. I'm writing it down.
All right. At least get
that EDU login.
Right.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, 3 months. Tiffany just bringing all the info today. So with that being said, I'd like for all of you to drop in the chat one thing that you want to bring into your life, your day, your week. One of the things that you want to experience more of, whether that's more productivity, more peace, more silence, more self-care, more love, more activity. What is the thing that you want to leave this call declaring that you're bringing in? I see Tiffany just said more self-care. I'll make my word a little bit more productivity. Abundance. Yes, that's a good one. Let it come on in. Tia and Rachel, I'm so excited to see your words. Manifesting progress and success. Oh my goodness. Y'all are speaking some amazing things over yourselves. I know. Yes. I love having Zoom chats with Black people. Yes. They give me so much life. Tia, what are you bringing in? It is the best, Tiffany.
Like the stallion.
Sorry, my chat is acting up, but mental peace, it keeps sending it to private, like privately, not to everyone, but like mental peace, more therapy.
Yes, more peace. Well, with that being said, I encourage all of you all to focus your attention on where that thing is. So for example, if you want to bring more progress and success into your life, I encourage you to see everything that's progressing around you, whether it's a flower that continues to grow, whether you see examples of people winning and success. I don't care if you just throw your arms up every day like you just won, but bring that into your life and into yourself. Tia, same with you, and peace and all the things that you want to bring in, mental peace. See all the opportunities for peace in your life and be unapologetic about bringing that in. I don't care if you're lighting a candle or putting on the socks that make you feel happy or changing the sheets to the expensive sheets that you don't use that much. All the things that will generate that for you. Be really intentional about it. Well, I am so grateful for y'all joining today. This was good. Y'all, make sure you keep it going. Tell everybody about the great services that Empowerment is offering during this time and beyond this time. I love Empowerment because y'all are so about it, like for real, really investing in us ladies taking it to the next level. So I will let Tiffany or Rashawn say our final words for our call. I'm sure there's another event they want to invite you guys to.
Rashawn, I'll let you close us out. And thank you, Dr. Pinkney. Thank you for always providing us with the word and the session that we need for today. So thank you.
Thank you.
I